Jungkook is experiencing physical and mental pressure far beyond what we imagined. That short sentence came from Jimin's mouth in a recent interview that immediately shook the ARMY community around the world. It didn't take long for the public to question, what is really happening behind the military walls, and why does HYBE seem silent? Is there something being deliberately hidden from the public? News about Jungkook's condition during mandatory military service is virtually non-existent. Since officially carrying out his duties as an active soldier, no significant information has been released by the agency. What circulates are only photo snippets and standard routine reports, with no further details on the member's physical or mental condition. However, Jimin's recent confession turned all of that around. He not only gave an overview of the pressure Jungkook is facing, but also implicitly hinted at information control by management. He's not only struggling physically, but also emotionally. "There are moments you won't see in the media," said Jimin in a heavy tone. Although he didn't explicitly mention the form of pressure, this statement is enough to make ARMY wonder. Is Jungkook going through something far heavier than we know? The fact that Jimin, known for fiercely protecting his fellow members' privacy, chose to speak openly in a public forum indicates that something extraordinary is happening. Why did he decide to speak up now? Is this a form of personal concern, or is there an indication that he feels the public needs to know something that has been covered up? Speculation has emerged. Several netizens suspect that HYBE is trying to restrict information flow to protect the company's image and the fans' psychological stability. But the fundamental question remains, if there's nothing to hide, why does Jimin suggest otherwise? Some South Korean entertainment industry observers say HYBE's move is nothing new. In the highly structured and strategic world of K-pop, controlling the public narrative is crucial. It's not uncommon for agencies to suppress sensitive issues, even when related to their artists' health. Here lies the concern that Jungkook's condition might be more serious than mere exhaustion. In a continuation of his interview, Jimin also touched on how difficult it is to adapt to military life for someone who has long lived under public scrutiny. Jungkook is very professional, but he's also human. "There's a limit to how much the body and mind can endure," he said. This strengthens the impression that there is significant pressure, and HYBE may believe that releasing this type of information would cause panic or harm the brand's image. HYBE's silence is increasingly under scrutiny. There has been no official statement or clarification regarding Jimin's confession. In fact, this company usually responds quickly to news concerning their artists. The lack of open communication is opening the door wider for wild speculation and suspicion. Furthermore, several senior fans who have followed BTS since debut have voiced their concern on social media. If there's really nothing going on, why would Jimin say something like that? "We deserve to know their condition, not for gossip, but out of genuine concern," wrote one user in the international ARMY community. This issue has sparked debate among fans. Should agencies be transparent about their artists' physical and mental health, especially in a high-pressure military setting? Or should privacy still be preserved to protect individuals? One thing is certain, Jimin's confession has opened an important discussion about idol mental well-being and the extent to which fans have the right to know. The military itself has not commented on Jimin's statement. They only said that every soldier undergoes training and life according to standard procedures. However, the life of a celebrity in the midst of harsh military routines is clearly no simple matter. Emotional adjustment, communication limitations, and the pressure of expectations are a burden for someone like Jungkook, who has lived under global spotlight since his teenage years. Closing the interview, Jimin expressed hope that the public wouldn't judge or speculate excessively. Yet, he also emphasized that now is the right time to speak honestly. Sometimes, silence isn't the best option. "I just want everyone to know that he, Jungkook, is struggling. And he needs our support not just as an artist, but as a human being. This statement hit hard against the walls of silence built until now. Will HYBE finally speak? Or will they choose to maintain silence in favor of brand stability? For ARMY, this isn't just celebrity news. It's a call for empathy. When the idols they love are under pressure, they deserve the truth, whatever form it takes. Now, the spotlight is on HYBE. Time will tell whether they choose transparency or continue operating behind the scenes. One thing is clear, Tantara, the loyal fans of BTS, have risen, and they are demanding one thing: the truth. However, behind the emotional shock caused by Jimin's statement, a fundamental question arises that must not be ignored. Did all of this truly happen? Or are we being pulled into a narrative deliberately constructed to evoke sympathy and attention? In this digital era where information spreads in seconds, truth and falsehood often have no clear boundaries. Clips of Jimin speaking in a serious tone have circulated widely on TikTok and Twitter, some edited, some out of context, others accompanied by dramatic narratives from fanbase accounts. So, how can we know what is genuine and what has been emotionally engineered? Is Jimin truly trying to reveal the truth? Or could he perhaps be part of HYBE's own communication strategy, a play of emotions packaged as if spontaneous, but actually controlled? These questions are important and must be raised in every discussion evolving among ARMY and the general public. Because in the end, whoever controls the information controls the perception. Isn't that an old principle of the entertainment industry which always appears glamorous on the surface, yet hides many dark stories behind the scenes? Some netizens voice their belief that Jimin is speaking from the heart. Yet, many others remain skeptical. If that's really true, why wasn't it conveyed through an official channel? Why through a vague interview snippet that went viral on TikTok, wrote one account in a YouTube comment? This is where the importance of a reflective and critical attitude in responding to every piece of information lies. Especially when that information comes from social media, which is widely known for being easily twisted by algorithms and sensationalist agendas. Let's be honest. How often do we watch a dramatized short video and immediately believe it without looking for the original source or clarification? Beyond that, we must also consider whether the shock and concern we feel have been utilized by the entertainment system to create hype, increase exposure, and ultimately sell something. It is not impossible that this leaked. Information is part of a strategic communication maneuver. In a highly competitive entertainment industry, nothing truly happens by coincidence. Everything, even issues about an idol's health or mental pressure, can be turned into marketing material wrapped in empathy. So the question becomes, are we caught in constructed empathy? However, on the other hand, we cannot ignore the possibility that Jimin is indeed conveying something honest, sincere, and urgent. If that is true, then HYBE's silence becomes even more suspicious. Why haven't they cleared things up? Why choose silence when millions of fans are questioning the fate of one of their most popular members?